Hello, it's Grandpa here. Today I am at the Wade Airport. I'm going to try my hand at making a round or octagon shaped building today. I tried it several times, worked on it, practiced, got it pretty close. So now I decided to go ahead and try it today in front of everybody so that we can kind of see what's happening here with that. May work, may not. Go ahead and go into build mode, and we're going to try this. We're going to go to the foundations, and well, see, I'm hitting the wrong button again as usual. I'm going to choose these foundations here because they have the crisscross lines in them, and I can see better how to make these straighter or line up better. I'm going to raise them up a little bit off of the ground. When I practiced before, they were flat, but I'm going to raise them up. We're going to start here now by making a cross, 3 up and down, and 1 in the middle, and 1 to all 4 sides of the middle one. 3 up and down and 3 across to make a cross. And then we're going to take another one and try to line it up between the 2 there that are sticking out the cross. We're going to try to line up the line in the middle to where it points at the intersection of the 2 that are connected there. And we're going to try to line it up there and bring it in so it's touching, just is touching both sides, both of the other foundations, so it just looks like it's just about touching on both sides. And we're going to try to make it just a little bit lower than the other 2, and that will keep, as supposed to keep it from flashing when it flips over to make the floor on the inside of the building. So we're just going to take it a little bit lower. We're going to do the same on all 4 sides. Try to line them up, and it does take a little fiddling. I'm not going to lie, it does take a little bit of fiddling. Just make it a little bit lower. Don't want to make it a lot lower because then it won't look right. Just a little bit lower on the sides. Okay, it keeps popping back up to where we don't want it. Okay, and we're going to do that on all 4 of these corners here where there is nothing, and try to line those up correctly where they just look like they're just touching on each side, and they're a little bit lower. And now this is the last one on the angles side pieces here. We're going to try to make these okay, that's a little bit off. It's not touching on both sides, just a little bit off. May have to tweak it around a little bit and bring it up just a little more. See, it's touching just so it is, so it's just barely touching. Okay, so as far as I believe, that is the correct on each of the angle pieces. So then we're going to take the parts of the cross, the outer parts, and just slide them back. They like to try to connect to the other pieces, so we're just going to slide them back and place where the front corners look like they just about touch, and just a little bit higher than the others. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so that is not touching on one side. Let's slide it over a little bit, maybe turn it a little, tweak it a little bit so it kind of touches. Okay, see, that's fiddly. That's how fiddly things are with this. I'm not quite able to move it exactly where I want it. Well, that's close. That's close. Still, it's too far away on this corner, so turn it a little bit. Slide it in. And not quite. See, either way on each side, it looks like it's not touching. Yes, maybe it doesn't have to touch. It just needs to be close enough to look like it's touching on each side. Maybe. Maybe. I don't think it's going to touch. Okay. Let's do the other side here. Let's see how we can make that one turn out. It's just going, and this is the easiest way I've seen it done, and I did almost get it almost correct last time. See, there's touching too much on that side and too much on the other side now, so you know it is just a little bit finicky. Yeah. Okay. That looks better, just a little bit lower. Okay, I want to go to this side now, and we'll try the same thing here. We'll put it down here, take another look at it, pull it back up toward me. Okay, we'll leave that there. That looks okay. This is the last one, the last side. We'll slide it back also a little bit. See how it likes to try to snap. Okay, yeah, it looks like it's touching too much on one side, and we might have it a little bit too much forward on the other side. Okay, it's a little bit higher. Let's take it back just a little bit more, back up just a hair. It's not touching. Okay, we want to make it look like it's barely touching on one side. Okay, so it looks like it's barely touching, and that looks about right on each side. That side's not quite touching. We're going to slide this up to, see, that's why you want it to be right, because you can't snap onto it if it's not exactly where you need it to be. Exactly right. Turn it a little bit, and we'll move it over just a hair and see if we can make it snap now. Okay, there, that snaps. So once you snap that, we can take our handy dandy wall, our barn wall, which is works so perfect for everything we do. Might not look all that great, but once we get everything in place, we can change them out. And we're going to take our barn wall and make it a doorway, and slide it to the middle here, and make it so the paint side is facing outwards. And we'll take this and we'll go on around and do the same with the barn walls, barn wall doorways all the way around. Now see, that one is also not snapping. It's turning red because we may have it a little too close. I'm going to back it up just a hair there and see if we can make it snap. There you go. Okay, so it snaps together, and we place our barn walls in there, and then we go to the next one, and we place our barn doorway wall there, and go to the next one, place our barn doorway wall there, and to the next one, and place our barn doorway with the wall there, and then we go to the next one, which I thought was the last one, but it's not quite. So we're going to place our barn doorway wall there, and then this should be the last one there. That's the last one, and we'll place our barn doorway wall there, being sure that the painted side is always on the outside. Then we'll bring this block here more closer to the center of the build, and maybe move it down just a hair. Okay, now for the roof. A lot of people just stop here, but I like to put a roof on mine. And for the roof, we'll just go over to our handy dandy roof pieces, and we'll just get a regular flat roof, and we'll place it on the inside. That way it could be support for a roof on the outside. See, it supports that roof. We place that flat roof on the outside. Now what I'm going to do is check to be sure it is connected to the wall right. I'll hit the replace option, and then I'll go to an angle wall and be sure that the angle is connected to the doorway there. The angle roof is connected to the doorway, and then we'll go back onto and replace it again and bring it back down to a, okay, let's see, so let's see, bring it back down to a flat wall, then we'll, okay, so that's a flat, a flat roof. So that's a flat roof, and we'll just go on around like that, replacing these with the roofs on the outside. We'll go all the way around like that, and test each one to see that it is connected properly. Okay. See, so yes, that flips up, so that's connected properly, and we'll go continue on around like that. Move this piece on the inside around, go back outside and connect that, go to our replace option, replace with the slanted roof to be sure it's connected correct, and yes it is. So we go back, and then we go back on the inside, and we just keep following that same routine all the way around until we have a roof on every wall on the outside. It's tedious, it takes some time, and and practice, but it's worth it in the end. See, now that piece, the angle is incorrect because it's not touching. So we're going to go back to our flat roof and we'll just flip it around. And then once we flip it around, we can test it again. And we can do the replace option and come down and see now it's connected to the wall, which is what we want. Okay, that's why I always check to see if it is turned, if the roof is turned the right way, to be sure that. See, that's wrong also. So we'll turn that around and test it again with our replace option, and it is connected to the wall when it's slanted. We'll just go ahead and release that, and we'll keep going on around. We have quite a few more walls to go, quite a few more roofs to go, shall I say. Okay, and we'll test that, and that is correct. And we have one more, I do believe, to connect. And we'll connect that and test it. And again, that is incorrect. So we're going to have to switch that, turn it around, and we'll test it just to be sure again. And it is connected to the wall. So that's how we are all the way around. We finished with that part. We'll go ahead and get rid of this inside roof. And what we'll do is we're going to make a blueprint now. We're going to go back in. We're going to have to stay in build mode. And we're going to go to blueprint. We're going to hold down the X button on PS4 to start the blueprint with the foundation that is inside in the middle. And then we select everything on the outside for our blueprint. Make sure we select everything that we built onto the blueprint. Okay, just walk around to make sure everything is selected. Everything is correct. Okay, so now we have everything selected for our blueprint. We're going to create the blueprint by pushing the square button and say create blueprint, and then we're going to name our blueprint. We are going to press the button, the X button, to create the blueprint. I'm just going to call this R4 and create that blueprint for R4. Now we will see how it looks. We will go to our blueprints and blueprints, okay, and it will say, we will look at the R4 blueprint and see that's the blueprint there, and we'll see if we can make it fit. Okay, so it's turned green and we can place it, so we'll place it, and it says it's connecting with another object. So let's move it around a little bit to see if we can find another place to place it. Okay, so, well, it keeps saying it's okay, with another object. I wonder why it's doing that, because it had not done that before. Okay. Let's try to find a place. Okay, so that I have another one here that I did from yesterday, and let's see if that does the same thing. Okay, so that one places, I don't know what happened, but see, when you do place it, it makes the octagon building, and you walk inside, you have the octagon roof, and you have the octagon floor. The reason I said that we need to stagger the height of the floors is, if you see here how that's flashing, if you stagger the height of the floors, it does not flash as bad. Let me go back to the one we just made here. See if I can make that one fit. For some reason, it's not letting me place. But we'll go. Yeah, keep saying for some reason. What is that saying? No, we don't want to delete the blueprint. No. I'm trying to magnify the screen here so I can go see. Intersecting with another object, and I don't understand that. Why it would be saying that, and it really does not matter where we put it. Yeah, so this is what you end up with here. You can blueprint just the foundations from here and make a round foundation, and then put your walls on. And you can change your walls to any type of walls here you want. Full walls, you can replace them with any type of wall at all to any type of wall you want to put in place. You can replace the wall to make any type of building you like out of any type of walls you like. You could do the same with the roofs. Replace those with any type of roof. Now we can go with the slanted roof on the inside here. With the glass, I see a lot of people doing the glass roofs on the inside, which does look pretty good. On the inside. Oops, I accidentally deleted that. Didn't mean to do that. If you delete something like that, you have to start all over again. But I did delete that. I have the blueprint, so we can just put down the blueprint again and start over. But see, it makes those great circled ceilings, and you can replace the walls to make any kind of walls. You can replace the floor structures to make any type of floor structure you desire. But then again, I'll say again, stagger the height of the foundation so you don't have all this flashing going on. And that's how we create our octagon or round building using a blueprint, a flipping method. I kind of stole this from Mr. Church and Stole Your Sweet Roll. They're the ones I saw do this to start with. But it does work, and it's a little tedious, and it does take practice, and you do have to play with it a while. Sometimes your blueprints don't work like that one we just made, and says it's intersecting with another object. Well, sometimes it'll tell you that objects are floating. It may be some little thing that needs to be adjusted before you make your blueprint, but all said and done, this is a pretty good example of what you could do with this shape. And I thank you very much. Until next time, y'all be good and be safe.